kept playing with me. And she kept playing on my lap. And I think she was sitting on my lap at some point, and I touched her butt.
In a sexual manner?
Yeah.
To a 4-year-old daughter?
Mm-hmm.
What happened with that?
Nothing.
She just walked away and that was it? No way, nothing ever came up about it or anything?
No.
Anything else?
No, that's literally it.
So, kind of what we're talking about there, so what those questions mean, if there's nothing we've talked about, that we have to make sure that there's nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Our second set of questions are going to be questions in which we already know the answers to. They are questions like, is this the month of October, is this year 2022, things like that.
Might I go pee one more time?
Yeah, let's cover this stuff first, then we'll use
Okay.
the restroom. So then, things like that. That we already know are 100% truthful answers. Then we're going to have your most important questions you have in the room today, and they will be questions in which you will be lying to. Okay? So why am I saying they're the most important questions you're going to have today? Because like the practice test, what question bothers you the most? The one in which you lied to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And the ones you were truthful about didn't really bother you in any way.
Mm-hmm.
So we need a sample of your truths and a sample of your lies to determine what's going on with your background packet. So, questions. So, just like this test, if you've told 100% the truth about the background packet, they should look just like what? Your truthful responses.
Mm-hmm.
And the questions that bother you the most, that you react to the most, that you're bothered by the most, should be the ones you're lying to on the test.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So that is why they are the most important ones. So when we review them, or so outside of here, HR, the selection committee doesn't care you're lying on the test. But this is a format that's used every day. So they don't understand what goes on here. They just want to make sure you pass or fail. So they don't mean anything to anybody outside this room. In this room, they mean the world. So that's why when we review them, we go over them, we get ready to take the test. If there's any questions you hear, you're like, I could use a different one. I don't like that one. I've never done that before. Or, you're like, yeah, I don't really have anything I can think of for that. I don't think I've done that before. You need to let me know so I can change it to something that is going to be good for you. Okay, so don't tell me you can lie to a question if you really can't. An example of that I give to people is, let's say I want you to lie. So I want these questions to be things you've done in your life. Okay, so let's say somebody's sitting in that chair, and I already know the answer because I run your driving record. But somebody tells me, I say, hey, can you lie to the question? Have you ever received a traffic citation? Like, oh yeah, I can lie to that. Okay, good. I want you to answer no. Every time I ask you that question, have you ever received a traffic citation, and lie and say no. Well, if I didn't know that they had never had a speeding ticket, they've never had it, and they don't tell me that, now we're taking a test, and a question means absolutely nothing, because what? When I ask them that question, they're doing what?
Being honest.
They're being honest. So when I look at this, I'm not going to be able to say, hey, he's never had a traffic ticket. The only thing I'm going to see is, we didn't talk about something here, what is it? I'm not going to know that by looking at this. So those questions are very important, so when we go over them, make sure we're good. You got something you can relate to the question so that in order you can lie to it. So those are the types of questions you're going to have on each of the 3 tests. Every single test, the questions change, but the overall setup's going to be the same. So some of those questions, those groups of questions, you're going to hear like 3 or 4 times. Some you're going to hear 2 to 3, some you're going to hear 1 to 2, some you may never even hear at all. But because you hear this question 3 to 4 times, you hear this question 1 to 2 times, does not mean you're doing anything wrong with this question. It's the format. Some of the questions I have to ask you this many times versus this many times. So just answer the questions until I tell you you can move. So, good on that?
Yep.
All right. So we talked about the types of questions, all that stuff. So the first test is going to cover is illegal substance use and homeland security. So is there anything involving illegal substances about you personally, just you, that you've used, buying, selling, cultivating, manufacturing, distributing, you personally have not told me up until this point?
No.
Okay. So, do you plan to answer, or actually, and then Homeland Security, so are you a terrorist?
No.
You funding terrorists? You any part of any anti-American groups? Anything like that?
No.
So, do you plan to answer the illegal substance use and Homeland Security questions truthfully?
Yes.
Are you intentionally concealing your involvement with any illegal substances?
No.
So, what does that mean? Again, you haven't told me things about you buying, selling, using, manufacturing, distributing, you personally, okay? That's what that question is asking, okay? That you have not told me, all right? Good?
Right.
100%?
Yes.
Have you been untruthful to any Homeland Security questions?
No.
We already talked about what that means. So, good on those?
Good.
100%?
Yes.
Any questions about those?
No.
Okay. The questions next are going to be our live questions. So these are going to be questions in which I want you to be lying to on the test. These are the only two you will lie to on the entire exam. So at first, let me know if you got something you can think of for this one. Have you ever made a decision that you later regretted?
Yes.
You got something you can think of? You got something you can wrap your head around for that? I don't even know what it is. I just need to know you got something you can think of.
Yes.
Good? 100%. Okay, so every time you hear that question, I want you to have that in your back of your mind, and you're going to answer no every single time you hear that question. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You good? 100%?
Yes.
Did you ever tell a lie to anyone who trusted you?
Yes.
You good on that one? You got something you can think for that one?
I think.
I don't care who it is. Anybody trusts you. Your bosses, your wife, parents, family members.
Yes.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
100%? You can lie to both those. Those two are very important, so you're good?
Mm-hmm.
So every time you hear both those questions, you need to answer no and lie every single time, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only two you lie to. All other questions, including the ones we had gone over previously, you answer truthfully. So do you live in the United States?
Yes.
In the state of Ohio?
Yes.
This is the month is October.
Yes.
This is the year 2022.
Yes.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
Those are all the questions on this test. Again, it's a little bit longer. You got to sit still or longer, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, everything else stays the same from the practice test. Do exactly what you did in the practice test.
Yes, sir.
All right? You do that. It should look exactly the same, and you should get through it pretty good. All right? So, like I said, you got to sit still a little bit longer. But again, the stir sit, the more normal you are, the faster it's going to go. The easier it is for me to see what the heck's going on. So, good?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll put your sleeve down again for me. That. And arm left arm forward. Straight out forward, palm up. Down. Pointer finger. Thumb. Alright, hand down for me, nice and flat. Okay. Any questions on any of them?
No.
I don't know what this is. Alright, now put your hand down. No questions? Good to go?
Yes, sir.
Alright. So, hang on a second. Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Alright, here we go. Please remain still. Testing is about to begin. Do you live in the United States?
Yes.
Are we in the state of Ohio?
Yes.
Do you plan to answer the illegal substance use and Homeland Security questions truthfully?
Yes.
Have you ever made a decision that you later regretted?
No.
Are you intentionally concealing your involvement with any illegal substances?
No.
Have you been untruthful to any of the Homeland Security questions?
No.
Did you ever tell a lie to anyone who trusted you?
No.
Are you intentionally concealing your involvement with any illegal substances?
No.
Have you been untruthful to any of the Homeland Security questions?
No.
Have you ever made a decision that you later regretted?
No.
Are you intentionally concealing your involvement with any illegal substances?
No.
Have you been untruthful to the Homeland Security questions?
No.
You ever tell a lie to anyone who trusted you?
No.
Portion test complete. Please remain still. Yeah, sit still. You're moving around way too much.
I'm sorry.
And we can't even use that. So.
Really?
Yep. Because so this is just kind of for your benefit. Is your practice test? You didn't move at all.
Okay.
And now we're moving, and I'm going to tell you is what does it look like when it leaves here? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like now all of a sudden we're moving around all the time. We can't sit still. Okay. So we got to clean that up because if we keep doing that, we're going to be here all day.
Okay.
And then they're going to say, hey, just see you later. You know what I mean?
Right.
You gotta sit still. I know you can do it. You did it before. So
right.
I should see I should see these tests looking just like the practice test. So get to where you're comfortable, and you gotta sit there. All right.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna move on to the second one. That's gonna cover illegal workplace discipline and sexual behavior. So is there anything in your discipline at work? Anything that we have not talked about negatively about in your employment up until this point?
No.
Is there anything about the sexual behavior questions we have not covered up until this point? Is there anything else we have not discussed?
No.
So do you plan to answer the workplace discipline and sexual behavior questions truthfully?
Yes.
Are you intentionally withholding any negative workplace discipline?
No.
Have you been untruthful about any of the sexual behavior questions?
No.
Good on those, you understand what they're asking?
Yes.
Our why questions are going to change. Did you ever lie to your wife about anything?
Yes.
That's something you didn't want her to know about?
Yes.
Perfect. So every time you have a question, I want you to think about that time you didn't want her to find out, and you lied to her, and you're going to answer no every single time. Okay?
Yes.
Did you ever know something was wrong to do, but you did it anyway?
Yes.
100%? Good to go? You got something to think of for that question? You good?
Yes.
All right. 100%, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then the rest are going to stay the same. This is the month of October. This is the year 2022. Are we in the state of Ohio? Or do you live in the United States? Good?
Yes.
Questions?
No.
All right. Remember, you got to sit still, all right? Get your feet where you're comfortable. Don't shake your head when you're answering the questions. You weren't doing that earlier either. Just answer them all. Just no, yes, no, just answer them, all right?
Yes, sir.
Good?
Yes.
Please remain still. Testing is about to begin. This is the year 2022.
Yes.
Are we in the state of Ohio?
Yes.
Do you plan to answer the workplace discipline and sexual behavior questions truthfully?
Yes.
Did you ever lie to your wife about anything?
No.
Are you intentionally withholding any discipline?
No.
Have you been untruthful about any sexual behavior questions?
No.
Did you ever know something was wrong to do, but you did it anyway?
No.
Are you intentionally withholding any negative workplace discipline?
No.
Have you been untruthful about any sexual behavior questions?
No.
Did you ever lie to your wife about anything?
Yes.
Are you intentionally withholding any negative workplace discipline?
No.
Have you been untruthful about any sexual behavior questions?
No.
Did you ever know something was wrong to do, but you did it anyway?
No.
This portion of the test is complete. Please remain still. You can move.
I'm sorry, I messed up the one question with the wife.
testing to cover crimes and unlawful discrimination. So, are there any crimes, criminal activity we have not discussed up until this point?
No.
Participation in crimes we have not discussed up until this point?
No.
Is there anything about unlawful discrimination that we have not talked about? Treating people differently, being hurtful, demeaning, derogatory towards people because of all those categories?
No.
So do you plan to answer the criminal activity and unlawful discrimination questions truthfully?
Yes.
Are you considering any involvement in a criminal act?
No.
Have you ever engaged in any unlawful discriminatory conduct?
No.
Is there anything about those two questions you have any comments, concerns, questions about?
No.
Live questions. Did you ever lie to avoid getting in trouble?
Yes.
100% good on that one?
No.
Did you ever lose control of your temper?
Yes.
100%. Deny that one? Good?
Can't think of anything. Can you answer or ask another question?
Did you ever do something others may find immoral?
Yes.
Good? Questions? Comments? Concerns?
No.
Ready? Please remain still. Testing is about to begin. Is the year 2022?
Yes.
State of Ohio?
Yes.
Do you plan to answer the criminal activity and unlawful discrimination questions truthfully?
Yes.
Did you ever lie to avoid getting in trouble?
No.
Are you considering any involvement in a criminal act?
No.
Have you ever engaged in any unlawful discriminatory conduct?
No.
you ever do something others may find immoral?
No.
Concealing any involvement in a criminal act?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Keep going. Have you ever engaged in any unlawful discriminatory conduct?
No.
Did you ever lie to avoid getting in trouble?
No.
Or concealing any involvement in a criminal act?
No.
Have you ever engaged in any unlawful discriminatory conduct?
No.
Did you ever do something others may find immoral?
No.
Or concealing any involvement in a criminal act?
No.
Have you ever engaged in any unlawful discriminatory conduct?
No.
Did you ever lie to avoid getting in trouble?
No.
Once your test is complete, please remain still.
There's a couple of times when it's like hard to hear, and I don't know if I'm allowed to talk aside from yes or no.
Just, you did fine, just keep going on. Okay, so we gotta redo, like I said, we gotta redo the first one for sure.
Okay.
So yeah, there's nothing involving legal substance or homeland security. We gotta go over. There's nothing else additional we have to add to that, correct?
Correct.
So do you plan to answer the illegal substance use and homeland security questions truthfully?
Yes.
Will you intentionally conceal your involvement with any illegal substances?
No.
Have you been untruthful to any of the homeland security questions?
No.
So we're good on those two, right?
Yes.
Our lie questions will change again. Have you ever done something that could bring shame to your family?
Yes.
You good? Guess what we think of?
Yes.
%?
Yes.
Did you ever cheat on anything in your life? Could be a spouse, mother, tests, taxes, or whatever?
Yes.
If you lie to that 100%, guess what we think of?
Yes.
Get on both of those 100%.
Yes.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Usually still testing is about to begin. Do the United States.
Yes.
Over the state of Ohio.
Yes.
Do you plan to answer the illegal substance use and homeland security questions truthfully?
Yes.
Have you ever done something that could bring shame to your family?
No.
Are you considering your involvement with any illegal substances?
No.
Have you been untruthful in some of your homeland security questions?
No.
Did you ever cheat on anything in your life?
No.
Considering your involvement with any been untruthful to Homeland Security questions?
No.
Have you ever done something that could bring shame to your family?
No.
Considering your involvement with any illegal substances?
No.
Been untruthful to Homeland Security questions?
No.
Did you ever cheat on anything in your life?
No.
Special test is complete. Please remain still.
Better?
Sat still. I was just looking at this stuff real quick. The one that you misanswered, the one, we're going to run that one again too, just because the misanswer there, it's like right in the middle. You remember how you answered the one wrong, the right
Right.
question? I just want to redo that one just because that mess up in there and it kind of makes it all goofy there right in the middle.
Okay.
So I just wanted to make sure we get a good clean all the way through on that one. That one you ran was probably the best. The last one we just did was probably the best one. You know, sit still and answer and all that
Okay.
stuff. So just to get that good one there, clean it up there, and then we'll take a look at that one. But everything else I think looks all right.
Okay.
So that is workplace discipline, sexual behavior. So we're good on those areas in the packet, right? There's nothing we got to add to those, correct?
Correct.
All right. So do you plan to answer workplace discipline, sexual behavior questions truthfully?
Yes.
And are you intentionally withholding any negative workplace discipline?
No.
Discipline at work we haven't talked about, right? Good.
Correct.
All right. Cool. And have you been untruthful about any sexual behavior questions?
No.
So good on that one, right?
Right.
100%? Cool.
Yes.
Choose our last question. Just trying to think of something here. Did you ever lie to someone in a position of authority?
Yes.
So you thinking for that one 100%?
Yes.
Did you ever say anything hurtful to someone?
Yes.
Good?
Yes.
100%, good to go?
Yes.
Both of them?
Yes.
And the rest are going to stay the same. This is the month of October, this is year 2022. In the state of Ohio, you live in the United States. So, good?
Yes.
Questions, comments, concerns?
No.
Ready?
Yes.
Please remain still. Testing is about to begin. Is this the year 2022?
Yes.
Are we in the state of Ohio?
Yes.
Do you plan to answer the workplace discipline and sexual behavior questions strictly?
Yes.
you ever lie to someone in a position of authority?
No.
Are you intentionally holding anything that will place discipline?
No.
You've been untruthful in some of the sexual behavior questions.
No.
Did you ever say anything hurtful to someone?
No.
Intention of holding anything that will place discipline?
No.
Untruthful in some of the sexual behavior questions.
No.
Did you ever lie to someone in a position of authority?
No. No.
Intention of holding anything that will place discipline?
No.
Untruthful in some of the sexual behavior questions.
No.
Did you ever say anything hurtful to someone?
No.
Question test is complete. There's a mini step.
Messed up another question.
Would have been alright if you didn't move feet.
Oh yeah? I'm not even noticing that.
Yeah, you went back to that one time.
My wife always gets on me for tapping my feet. So I don't know if it's something. I don't know. Would it be better if I didn't wear any shoes?
They do the same thing. So what's going on with workplace discipline? Because you're having a problem with that question.
I Honestly, nothing.
What have we talked about other than that? Because that question's bothered me a lot more than sexual behavior question. Every time I hit that, I ask you that question, you react to that one pretty significantly every time.
Really? I mean, you can check with my workplace.
Okay, so what about things you haven't gotten in trouble for that you could?
Honestly, the two biggest things would be the having sex on duty and masturbation at the school. Those are the two biggest things.
Because whatever it is, we gotta clear it up because you're having a pretty big issue with that question. So, and then it's not even like it was one time; it's every single time I ask you that question. Like you're reacting to it pretty significantly every single time. Like I said, I don't know what it is. I can't look at it and say what's one way versus the other. I can't say any of that stuff. The only thing I can say is we got a problem. It's almost like it's kind of like when you know somebody close to you, like if they're like, yeah, there's something they're not telling me, it'll be kind of unusual kind of thing. Okay, I mean, that's the way I get when I'm looking at these. I'm just seeing that, all that stuff when I look at these. So.
Those.
What's that?
Those two are like
So look at those.
the biggest things. Yeah, I've never been suspended. I've been talked to verbally. Like I said, the what's that called? Sorry, the policies thing.
We talked about that.
Yeah, right. And literally, if I get reprimanded for anything, it's like a mistake I made on a report or anything. It's not even a reprimand. It's more like a, hey, you messed this up. I have a clean record.
I've like other jobs.
No, I've never received an Article 15 while I was in the Army. I never got issued extra duty. Nothing comes to mind.
No other disciplines right up reprimands.
Nothing. As far as I know, I mean, my record's completely clean.
As far as as far as you know, but is there anything that has occurred that you could believe that could be on your record? That we're not talking about things that you could be getting in trouble for if you got caught. I mean,
those are honestly the two biggest things that I know I could definitely, if not lose my job, at least lose my position, or some type of write-up if they found out that I was having sex with my wife on duty.
about the sexual behavior stuff on that card.
The sexual behavior?
Well, it's the same test, so we're going to go over both of them.
No, I told you everything.
Nothing else we need to add any of those things?
No.
Or anything like that? Add to anything that we talked about that's not 100%?
No.
Take a couple of minutes, take a look at those, a couple more minutes, think about it, ponder it, alright? I got to do some on the computer here, upload it, and then we'll discuss it after that, right?
Yes, sir. No, the other thing I keep on thinking about, well, I mean, there's two things, but both of them, neither one I got reprimanded for, neither one were punishable. On this card, I mean, obviously I've sent nude pictures of myself to girlfriends.
Okay, how old were you?
Huh?
How old were you?
I mean, I was an adult and they were adults.
How often do you think you've done that?
I don't know how many times off the top of my head. I mean, if I had to put a number on it, maybe 50, but they're spread out between 6 or 7 different women since being in the Army until now.
They were all of age? Nobody
Yes.
ever underage?
No.
Sending and receiving?
Yes.
You ever sent any unsolicited?
No.
You ever sent any to anybody that didn't need to see him? You sent him to like a friend?
No.
What else did you say you saw in there?
And then with the employment thing, it says employment conflicts, which there's one going on right now. It's my first one in 8 years ever, which is, it's more with dispatchers than anything. It's the dispatchers, we have 5 dispatchers currently.
So you've got conflict going on. What do you mean? Like, explain the situation.
So that's the situation is, they have an issue with this one dispatcher. And that's the other sexual immorality thing. I cheated on my ex-wife, but with a consensual adult.
Cheated on her with who? The dispatcher?
No. So basically, I'm saying that because I have a reputation because I've cheated on my ex-wife,
Okay.
and I guess one of the dispatchers started a rumor saying that me and Dusty were flirting with each other.
Dispatcher did that?
Yeah.
Was it Dusty or was it a different?
Did that. But I told my wife, she told her husband, and it was discredited immediately.
So what's going on about that then?
There's just drama. Like now Cindy, I guess, is holding a grudge. I haven't even confronted Cindy. I'm trying to avoid her at all costs because I don't want it. I don't want to lose my anger.
So you were accused of flirting?
Yes.
So that's it, not any sexual...
No. And then...
So nothing happened internally about it at all?
No. I don't even know if the brass knows at all.
And when was that?
That's currently going on, and it started like maybe 2 weeks ago.
You ever said anything to their dispatcher started it to be... You haven't spoken to her since it came out?
Correct, I've not spoken to her. I mean, I've talked to her at work. I still do my best to work well with others. So I have not confronted her about the drama she started. I'm basically trying to move on from it.
So what else?
And then during my first year of being at Bucyrus, I ended up putting a car into the ditch. I mean, I've driven on snow before, but I guess I don't know. I didn't realize how snow can suck you in if you go too far to the shoulder. And it was a brand new vehicle, and I accidentally somehow ended up outside of my jurisdiction, and I freaked out, so I tried to turn around right in the state route.
So you crashed and then what happened?
There was no damage on the vehicle. They ended up calling a tow truck. They towed it out, and I had to write a Dear Chief letter.
What did the letter have to say?
What were my actions pre-crash, how it happened, I'm sorry.
Any discipline after that?
No, just the Dear Chief letter.
What else?
That's it. But you know, my wife twice. My ex-wife. Both with consensual adults.
Anything else?
No.
100%? Because this is kind of like the last chance on this. If we do it again, I want the same result, kind of thing. So you know what I mean? So I want to make sure we're good to go when we get through it. Because if we don't get you through it right now, then we're gonna have to bring you back one of these. Someone's gonna have to bring you back one of these next couple days, so we can keep you in consideration for that next class to clarify the area. So that's why I want to make sure we're going to be today. We got everything cleared up so we can get you through this last one.
Yes, sir. Like I said, I'm trying to be as honest as possible.
Is there anything else we got to add to any of these things?
No.
I forgot to ask you about the 4-year-old incident. Was there any enticing to try to get the child over to you?
No.
So it was just kind of happened in the moment?
Yes.
Anything else on anything that about those 2 areas we got to add?
No. I got to pee really bad. Sorry.
Good in both those areas now, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you're going to answer the workplace discipline and sexual behavior questions truthfully.
Yes.
So from this point on, currently from what we know now, are you intentionally withholding any negative workplace discipline?
No.
And from this point now and on, have you been untruthful about any sexual behavior question?
No.
Do it on both of those 100%.
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you ever betray the trust of a loved one?
No.
You good on that one? You got something you think of? You've done that?
Yes.
you ever lie to make yourself look better?
Yes.
Good on that 100%?
Yes.
Go.
Yes, sir.
The rest are going to stay the same. This is the month of October, this is the year 2022. From the state of Ohio to the United States. Good?
Mm-hmm.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
Please remain still. Testing is about to begin. This is the year 2022.
Yes.
The state of Ohio.
Yes.
You can answer the workplace discipline, sexual behavior questions truthfully.
Yes.
Have you ever betrayed the trust of a loved one?
No.
Told you any negative workplace discipline?
No.
And untruthful about any sexual behavior questions?
No.
Did you ever lie to make yourself look better?
No.
Told you any negative workplace discipline?
No.
And untruthful about any sexual behavior questions?
No.
you ever betrayed the trust of a loved one?
No.
Intention withholding any negative workplace discipline?
No.
Have been untruthful lying to sexual behavior questions?
No.
Did you ever lie to make yourself look better?
No.
So portion of the test is complete. Use your hand still. Go ahead and read.
I think honestly the worst part of this whole process is thinking of every bad thing I've ever done.
Yeah, it's not the fun part. Good now. So, get you on your way.
Okay.
So somebody will get hold of you. What's next for you? Whether you move on or not, I don't know. So I don't know how long that'll be. Assume it's gonna be pretty quick because they're trying to get this next class filled in November. So I'm sure it's gonna be a little bit faster than normally. So be on the lookout for somebody to get hold of you. What you need to do next. Other than that, we'll get you, grab all your belongings, sign you out, and we'll get you on your way. Grab all your stuff there, and I'll walk you out.